Music students are often told they should practice a song in all 12 keys, and it's true. You really should. But I've found that a lot of students actually have never done it, so I thought today we could do it together. You can practice along with this video no matter what instrument you're playing. Whether you play piano, saxophone, guitar, ukulele, you can play just the melody, you can play just the chords, you can play the chords and melody together. Any way you do it, it will be helpful and good for you. We're going to be playing a simple but great song, When the Saints Go Marching In. And if you want a printable PDF that has the melody, the lyrics, and the chord names written out in all 12 keys, you can download that in a link in the description below. It definitely will make it easier to follow along and to practice this yourself if you have that. But you don't need it to follow along with this video. Let's get started. Now, if you take one song and play it in different keys, you are transposing the song. So transposing means playing a song in a different key. And when that happens, the melody notes and the chord names change. However, the relationship between those chords to one another and those melody notes to one another stays the same. So if we were to look at this song as Roman numerals, these are the chords, just the chords of the song. Okay, so we have the 1 chord for 3 measures, then we have the 5 chord, then we have the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and then in this measure we have the 1 and the 5 chords, so 2 beats on 1, 2 beats on 5, and then 1 more measure of the 1 chord. So you don't have to think of the chords as Roman numerals, but it is good for you to do that. So if I were to first write the chords out to the song in the key of C, it would look like this. The 1 chord is C. Again, the 1 chord is C, 1 chord is C. The 5 chord is G. Back to the 1 chord is C. The 4 chord is F. The 1 chord is C. The 5 chord is G. And the 1 chord is C. And sometimes I like to play a G7 here, so the dominant 7 chord instead of just the regular major chord. You really can play regular G major or G7. They both work. They both sound nice. I have a video explaining why I sometimes like to use G7. Well, not just me, other people too. Why that is sometimes used, and I will link that video in the description below. So now let's play it together in the key of C. So if you're playing an instrument that does chords, like the ukulele or the guitar, you can play the chords and sing along with me, or you could play the melody on your instrument instead. If you're playing an instrument like the flute that just does melody notes, then you could play the melody. Again, if you have that PDF with the notes written out, you'll be able to read the music very clearly and carefully. So however you want to play along, anything will be good for you and it will all be helpful. All right, so let's try. And the first notes in the melody are C, E, F, G. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. There you go. You just played it in your first key. Now we're going to work our way around the circle of 4th and 5th, going clockwise. So the next key we're going to play is in the key of G. So I'm going to change these chords up. So now we have the chords written out in the key of G, okay? And the melody note of this song always starts with the first chord note name as well. It doesn't often work out that way, but so for instance, now that we're playing in the key of G, the first chord is G, right? And guess what? The first melody note is also G. Oh, when. So it's G, B, C, D, G, B, C, D. Those are the melody notes, okay? Let's play it together now, shall we? 1, 2, 3. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Good job. Now we're going to keep working our way around the circle of 4ths and 5ths, and so the next key we're going to play is D major, okay? So D is the 1 chord, D, D. What's the 5 chord in the key of D? It is A. Back to the 1 chord, which is D. The 4 chord, what's the 4 chord? It's going to be G. to the 1 chord, D, the 5 chord, A7, and then we end on D. All right, let's play it in the key of D now, shall we? So since the first chord is D, the first melody note is also going to be D. That's how it works out for this song. Again, it doesn't always work out like that, but for this song it does. So D is the first note, D, F sharp, G, A, D, F sharp, G, A. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I long to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. There you have it. Good job. Now let's continue on to the key of, what comes after D? We have A major. So what is the 1 chord in the key of A? It is obviously A. A, 1 chord again, 1 chord again. Now what is the 5 chord? It is E. Okay, back to the 1 chord. Now the 4 chord, what's the 4 chord? It is D. Then A, E7, and back to A again. There are the chords in the key of A major. Now the first melody note will be A, right? Because the first chord is A is the first melody note. So the melody goes A, C sharp, D, E, A, C sharp, D, E, just like that, okay? Ready? 1, 2. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Yay, good job. Now let's move on to what key comes next after A. E major, okay? So we have the 1 chord is going to be E, E. Now what's the 5 chord in the key of E? It is B. Then we go back to the 1 chord, E. Then what is the 4 chord? It's A. Stop banging my ukulele on the piano. A, okay. Then we have E, B7, and back to E. Now the melody notes are E, G sharp, A, B. So it starts with the note E. Oh, when the saints. So E, G sharp, A, B. Got it? Let's try playing it together, shall we? 1, 2, 3. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Yeah, good work. Now let's play it in the key of, what comes after E? The key of B. So the 1 chord in the key of B is obviously B. Now what is the 5 chord in the key of B? It is F sharp major, okay? And back to B, the 1 chord. Then we have the 4 chord. What's the 4 chord? That is E. Then we have B, F sharp 7, and then back to B again. So now the melody starts with B, right? And the first few melody notes are B, D sharp, E, F sharp, B, D sharp, E, F sharp. Okay? Now let's play it together. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Nice work. Now we're going to play the song in the key of F sharp. We could also call this key G flat, but we're going to just call it F sharp for the sake of simplicity right now, because the key of F sharp and the key of G flat are enharmonic keys, meaning they have the same notes, but the notes go by different names. Because F sharp and G flat are the same pitch, but they go by different note names. If you want to learn more about that, I have some videos in the description below which can help you understand that a little better. So the one chord in the key of F sharp is F sharp. And the 5 chord is C sharp. You go back to the 1 chord, F sharp. Now the 4 chord, what is the 4 chord? 4 chord is B. Then we have the 1 chord, F. Then we have C sharp 7. Then we have the 1 chord again, which is F sharp. And those are the chords. So now the melody starts with the note F sharp. Oh, or you can sing an octave lower. Oh, F sharp, and then A sharp, B, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp. Okay, ready to play it with me? 1, 2, 3. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. So the next key we're going to do is the key of D flat major. We could also call this key C sharp major. It's possible in the PDF I have it written out in C sharp instead of D flat. But again, they're just enharmonic keys, so they really sound exactly the same. But there's a higher chance you'd probably come across the song written in D flat rather than C sharp, just because it's slightly easier, but they're still both pretty gnarly keys with either a lot of sharps or a lot of flats in them. But D flat doesn't have quite as many flats as C sharp has sharps in it. So we're going to do it in the key of D flat right now. So D flat is the 1 chord, right? D flat, D flat, D flat. What is the 5 chord in the key of D flat? The 5 chord is A flat major. Back to the 1 chord, D flat. Then the 4 chord, what's the 4 chord? It is G flat. Back to the 1 chord, D flat, then A flat 7, and then we end on D flat. So now the melody starts on the note D flat, D flat, so the melody is D flat, F, G flat, A flat, D flat, F, G flat, A flat. Okay? Let's play it together, shall we? 1, 2, 3. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Ooh, that was a hard one. Good work. Now let's move on to the next key, which is the key of, any idea? A flat major. So the 1 chord is A flat. Now what is the 5 chord? It is E flat. Go back to the 1 chord. Now what is the 4 chord? The 4 chord is D flat. Then we have A flat, E flat 7, and then back to A flat. So now the melody starts on A flat, and it goes A flat, C, D flat, E flat, A flat, C, D flat, E flat. All right, let's play the chords now. 1, 2, 3. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Very good work. Now we will play it in the key of, what comes after A flat? Key of E flat. So the one chord in the key of E flat is obviously E flat. Then what is the 5 chord? B flat. Okay, back to E flat. Then what is the 4 chord? Any idea? It is A flat. E flat, B flat 7, and E flat. And there you go. So now the melody starts on the note E flat, and it goes E flat, G, A flat, B flat, E flat, G, A flat, B flat. Okay? Ready to play it together? 1, 2, 3. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Very good. Now we're going to play it in, what do you think the next key will be? B flat. So the one chord is B flat. Then what is the 5 chord in the key of B flat? It is F. Okay, back to the 1 chord, which is B flat. And the 4 chord is E flat. B flat, F7, and then B flat again. So now the melody starts on B flat. So it goes B flat, D, E flat, F, B flat, D, E flat, F. Got it? All right, let's play it together, shall we? 1, 2, 3. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Yay! And now there's only one more key left. You're almost completely done. This is the last one. Okay, so after B flat, what do we have? We have the key of F. And that is it. Can you believe you got through all this? So the 1 chord in the key of F major is F, F, F. What is the 5 chord in the key of F? The 5 chord is C, F. And then what is the 4 chord? The 4 chord is B flat. And we have 1, 5, 1. So now the melody starts on F. F, A, B flat, C, F, A, B flat, C. Yay! Ready? And this is a quick little side note. So this key, it's probably the worst key for me to sing it in because it's either going to be too high or too low. Oh, when the saints, or oh, when the saints. Neither of them really sound good. And this is one big reason why people often do transpose songs from one key to another is if there's a singer involved, because singers have a certain range that sounds best for their voice. And so it really depends song by song. People always say, hey, you know, this is my range. What's the key I should always sing in? And I always say, I have no idea what key you should sing in unless I know what song you're playing. It really depends on the song because it just depends on what the lowest note and the highest note is of the melody of that specific song. Then you have to pick the key based on where those melody notes are falling within your vocal range. So we're going to end on the worst key for me to sing it in. But this just to explain sort of one reason why you might want to transpose a song from one key to another. Should I sing it too high or should I sing it too low? Oh, when the saints. I'll do it too low. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Yay! Give yourself a big pat on the back. You got through all 12 keys. So yeah, this is a really good exercise to do with other songs as well. As I said, it's one of those things that I always hear people talk about that you should do, and then I've often noticed that many students don't actually do this exercise. They don't actually play the song in all 12 keys. Some students do, and good job if you're one of those people, but not everyone does. So I thought this video could help encourage some of you to at least play this one song in all 12 keys. Again, I have a printable PDF with When the Saints Go Marching in all 12 keys. It has the melody written out in music notation. It has the chord names. It even has the notes in each chord, like written out in parentheses. So if you're trying to figure out, how to play these chords on the piano, that might be very helpful. It also has the lyrics. So download that printable PDF if you want to read something, if that will be more helpful for you than just trying to follow along by ear or from this video. Good luck with your practice. Thank you so much for doing this exercise with me. Hopefully you found it helpful. Keep doing it with other songs as well. And that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Gracie Terzian, and if you're new here, hello and welcome. I post one video a week here on YouTube. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with a friend, and subscribe to my channel. That is all for today. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will see you next week.